Well, it's finally here. Middle-earth strategy battle game, a game that obviously, as you guys should hopefully know by now, is very near and dear to my heart and very near and dear to all of our hearts, anyone who's in the community. The new edition, War of the Rohirrim, has dropped alongside the film, which I have still yet to see. Why do the kids have to break up and the cinemas have to be so busy? I don't really people very well, and I really want to see the film. But yes, the War of the Rohirrim core box has finally dropped. I finally got my hands on a copy because there was a bit of a delay getting my order in, but it's here and I've been salivating at the letterbox waiting for the postman to deliver this, and finally it's here and I can have a play around with some of the new shiny Rohan and Dunlending stuff we've got in here. Now, I'm not doing a review, I'm not really doing a kind of like go through and build everything all together kind of video. I was tempted to try and live stream building these, and then I kind of got to the point and I thought I'm just too excited to build these and I can't wait to live stream. So I'll probably get some of these on the go as soon as possible. For tutorials, there will be tutorials coming out for everything in this box. The new Rohan, I'll be doing an updated Rohan Warrior tutorial, the Dunlendings, all the heroes obviously. I will also be joining Andy and Phil on Thursday. They're doing a 24-hour, no, not Thursday, sorry. On the, I want to say the 28th of December, Andy and Phil, well known in the Middle-earth community. They are doing a 24-hour live stream where they're going to be painting up some of the heroes from the box set, and I'll be joining there along with some other very talented painters. So when the link comes out for that, I will make sure that fires across YouTube and everywhere, so you guys can have a check that out as well. That'll be on Twitch, I believe. But I want to open this up and kind of have a look in the box and just kind of show off what's in the contents of the box and give you some of my thoughts. Full disclaimer, I have already opened this. I have already read this one. This one. I've already read that cover to cover to make sure that the game is still the game that we all know and love. And I mean, that is, at its core, it basically is, yes. I'm super excited. The fact that we're still getting like Middle-earth content 20 plus years after the original films is nothing short of phenomenal, and just shows how much of a cultural zeitgeist it was, how much of an impact it has had on nerd culture and the film culture and just everyone that enjoys the world that Tolkien created. Like the fact that we're still getting new content, the fact you can still go into shops and there's still Middle-earth merchandise. There are franchises that have come out since that have dropped off the face of the earth. Lord of the Rings is here to stay. But yes, so I'm still waiting on my Hobbit Armies book. That's still yet to come, and I've got some of the Trolls coming as well, because you couldn't not, right? But I've looked through this. I've read that cover to cover. I've also read this cover to cover as well. I've been super on ball. Got some thoughts on that as well, but I'll go through it in a moment. But I want to crack open this properly and have a look with you guys on the channel. This is a super sexy box. I love this box so much. It's so shiny and it's so lovely. Need another one. Oh boy. Oh yeah, let's put you here because I feel like, yeah. I'm in no way sponsored by Games Workshop, unless you want to sponsor me. I'm just so happy that we're getting more Middle-earth models. I don't know why we still do this. I don't know anyone who uses these personally. I've still got quite a lot of the old ones from the old Pelennor box and the Osgiliath box. To be fair, it's nice that it's actually a bit of plastic now rather than the little bendy, flexy, see-through plastic rulers you got in the Osgiliath box. To actually have an actual ruler, actually quite nice. It just, I'm a tape measure man. Doesn't do it for me, but I'm a tape measure man. What can I say? Bag of base. Bag of base, lovely. So in this box you do get 24 Rohirrim, new Rohirrim, 24 of the Dunlendings, and you get Halath, Hammer, Wolf and Targ, both mounted and on foot, as well as I think you get some Rohan buildings as well, and obviously you've got the rulebook, which I've already read. But these are the new Rohirrim sprues, and okay, I don't know if it's just me. Maybe it's from when I started getting involved in the hobby. I just kind of miss sprues that were just quite easily laid out, like 3 models, 3 models, 3 models, 3 models. Like, I don't understand. Maybe it's just because I've been so ingrained in the Malifaux community for so long, and apparently every gremlin in that needs all their toes attached individually. I was literally attaching blades of grass to gremlins the other day thinking, why can't this just be one bit in the model? As beautiful as these sculpts are, it does feel a little bit like they're in a few too many pieces. I don't know. I don't pretend to know how the miniature manufacturing process works. And I'm not for 1 minute criticising, but like, for example, we've got a sword hilt, which is separate. We've got face plates to helmets, which are separate. Things like that just feel a little bit too much. Again, maybe it's just me. I don't know. I haven't actually built any of these yet. I'm looking forward. I'm going straight to building these after I've done this video. So I'll be cracking on with these and getting these ready and painted. And again, I may have another box coming, so I can do a huge battle of Edoras with Jeb and Wayne and whoever else wants to get involved. Cat. No, you can't have Rohan. You want Dunland? No, you want Rohan. I am a huge fan on the wood grain sculpting on the shields. Not all the shields, but some of the shields, because I tend to put wood grain paneling across all my wooden shields, and it's nice that it's actually sculpted on it now. I don't have to mess around with freehand. But freehand's all I've got going for me. Stop taking away my job, Games Workshop. No, these are absolutely stunning looking. Cat! He just wants to see Rohan. He wants to see the models. Aren't they beautiful? Well, you're in here now. I don't know what you wanted. You're in here now. Daft ass. I had the same with the Primaris Intercessors. I built some of those the other day. And again, I'm used to the very blocky Space Marines where you don't have to assemble 2 or 3 bits of the legs and it all kind of went together fairly easily. Again, maybe I'm just spoiled by Middle-earth being majoritively single-piece models with the odd little bit stuck on. With the new plastic kits, that's less so, and Gandalf, Faramir, that kind of thing. But the original Warriors of Rohan were very much just one kit model, or one bit models with shields you could attach. And maybe I don't like change. But yeah, so these are stunning looking models. The cloaks are really well defined. All the armour is different across all the Rohirrim. Some of the old classic shield designs back and a few different ones as well, which is beautiful to see. And yeah, I'm super excited to get these built and painted up. And there's one sprue there and another sprue there. Is that enough Rohirrim? That feels like enough Rohirrim. These are the hill tribes. I've seen a lot of people saying that these are an absolute pain to put together. These will probably be done after the Rohirrim, mainly because I'm more interested in Rohan than I am Dunland. But they are super cool, super detailed. I love the gnarled look of the wood and the shields. Again, all the wood grain is on the shields as well, which is really, really nice. I have a problem painting fire. I don't like painting fire, so I'm not looking forward to painting these flaming brands. Thankfully, it's only a little bit of fire. You'd think if I painted a Balrog, then I could probably paint a little bit of flaming brand, but yeah, these are really, really nice. Again, these sets seem to have as many separate pieces as the Rohirrim do. There's a couple of faces that are separate. Why are the faces separate? Oh, why? Why have you turned into a jigsaw? I'm sure it'll be fine. I've got no problem with it. It'll be fine. I now have a carpet in the studio, and these sausage fingers don't always work. So if that face goes flying, it's probably gone forever. But we have, 24 of the wonderful new Dunland Hill Tribesmen. You're in the way. Now we get onto the meat and potatoes of what we want. These are the new heroes. Which one is which? I think Hammer's the lad with the bow. So Hammer's over this side, and Haleth over this side. And again, these models are stunning. I'm really sorry I haven't been able to get them painted up or built up yet to be able to show you 360s yet. I will be doing shorts with all the new stuff as and when it's all been built. A lot of people were worried about the scale of these compared to our models, and I think that the scale is more or less on par. I think there may be a slight increase. The horses certainly look a bit bigger than the old original Rohirrim riders, and in fact just any horses, to be honest. But again, until they're built up and I've done side-by-side comparisons, I don't think there's any real way of telling. I don't think the scale of the general infantry and heroes is going to be too bad. I know Hera's horse from the preview we've seen of that looks quite big, but then again, she's quite small framed compared to a lot of the other Rohirrim heroes and less armoured as well. So maybe that's just what's showing up there. I don't know. I'm going to be buying it anyway because it's a beautiful model. But I'm super excited. And we have, Wolf and Targ here. Again, a lot of people were concerned that the Wolf model looked a little bit more Age of Sigmar than Fantasy, and I can kind of see where they're coming at from that. But I don't think once he's assembled and amongst all the other Dunlanding, which are very much Middle-earth aesthetic, that it will be too bad. And the it's more of a foot model issue than it is a mounted model issue. The mounted model looks great. But yeah, so I won't be painting up the heroes now. I'll be painting them up on the aforementioned live stream over with Phil and Andy. The aforementioned live stream over with Phil and Andy and all the other guys that are coming along for that. I probably won't get through many of them because I'm a slow painter. So Down in front. Why are you... Why, you just need to be involved. Leave, cat. Pippin by name, Pippin by nature, am I right? So yeah, I won't be painting these up immediately. I'll be doing it on the live stream, or starting at least on the live stream, and then tutorials will be out for those as soon as possible after that. I was toying with the idea of between Christmas and New Year trying to do a video every day. I think just because there was a little bit of delay in getting the box to me, and me obviously getting these painted and built up and everything, and filming and editing, that might not be possible. I'll try and release as many as I can over the Christmas period. Certainly the Dunlendings, the Rohirrim will come out, and at least one or two of the heroes. I don't know if I'll get all of them out, because I want to do some tutorials for the Rohirrim houses as well. Now, I have a load of Rohirrim scenery very kindly given to me by Wayne Smash Smith. We've got the Palisades, we've got a couple of buildings, and a load of other stuff as well, Watchtower, and now we've got more buildings. So when we get around to doing our big Battle of Edoras, I'll be having all the Rohirrim scenery on the board and all painted up, hopefully. They're really beautiful kits, and the fact that obviously every Middle Earth box we've had has had some sort of scenery in it. Actually, I don't think Pelennor had any scenery in it. Pelennor might not have done. I know Osgiliath had some of the ruins, which I then went and bought a million other ruins, and some watchtowers and some mansions, which I need to get painted. I need to do a lot of hobby. Is this just a separation? Yeah, I think it's just a separation. Oh, that's a nice little background for you to take some pictures. That's pretty cool. Envelope of Death. Why do we have Envelope of Doom? I haven't opened this yet. There's two! What? Two Envelopes of Doom. Oh, oh, of course, yeah, we've got the playmat. Uh-oh, there's a Dunlending bit that's separate. Oh, where do you come from? Oh, dear. Oh, no. What Dunlending sprue are you from? Oh, God. Where? Wait, there's a gap here. It's right there. Okay, maybe it's that one. Okay, well, oh, there's a head spare as well. See, this is the problem with, I feel, with like kits that are super, like, multiple part like this, where, like, faces are separate and all the arms are separate and hands are separate, and, like, it almost feels like they're slightly more overcomplicated, and you just run the risk of things coming off in the box. Like, if I hadn't seen that, and I got building them, and I got to, I don't know, 21, 22 Dunlendings, and then found one without a face and one without a body, well, I'm down 2 models, and then suddenly you haven't got any equal force to play your games with straight out of the box. Yeah, it's not ideal, but hopefully all the bits... Where did that face come from? Oh, that must be where the body came from. That must be where the face came from. Is this sprue? Okay. I'm going to go with yes, and until proven otherwise, I guess. I think it's just those 2 bits that I found. I think I'll leave those in the box, because I know they're in there, and we're going to examine these envelopes of death. Aha! Yes, because we get the specific War of Battle of Edoras scenario pack, which just gives you some scenarios that you can use to play straight out of the box. This one requires you to have the Palisades. Thankfully, I do. Actually, I don't think it requires you, but yeah, there's just variations of the models and the heroes in the box, and leading up to the. Oh, you get the profiles in here as well. Of course you do. Yeah. Oh yeah, because they're in the army book otherwise, aren't they? Yeah, not in the rule book. So, construction guide. That's okay. That's pretty cool. Well, at least it shows you where all the pieces go, I suppose. I've only really had experience again with those Primaris intercessors, and I really get confused by those rules. They just seem a little bit overcomplicated for me. But then again, I have a very tiny brain. Well, that's today's job. And then, yeah, we've got the playmat here as well, which I was really worried. Well, not worried. Worried is the wrong word. Oh, well, I'm not using that envelope of death anymore again, am I? Ah! Yields to me! Yeah, I give you a little 3x3 playmat, which is a new thing, actually. They haven't done that in any of the boxes before, as far as I'm aware. I don't hate the idea. Basically, what I'm trying to say is, when I first saw the box and saw they had a 3x3 playmat, because it's only a 3x3, most games are generally playing on a 4x4 or a 6x4 for bigger games, or they have been in the previous edition. A 3x3 mat, I was kind of in there thinking, are they dialing back the size of it? And this is kind of be the standard going forward. I don't hate the idea, because I play a lot of games on 3x3s, Shatterpoint, Marvel, Malifaux, all on 3x3s, and I don't hate that idea. For Middle Earth, it will get you more into the scrum a bit quicker, but also Middle Earth requires you having a lot more models than those other 3 games do, so arguably you're going to have a more cluttered game board but get into the action a bit quicker. From what I can see in the rulebook, it looks like they're all still playing on 6x4s, which is great. Obviously you could alter, you could like change the alter the deployment slightly if you're playing on a slightly smaller board. But it doesn't look like the new standard is going to be 3x3. I think that's just for the sake of playing stuff out of the box, which is absolutely fine. Yeah, so the only thing I've got to go on is various deployments and starting positions, and they're all staging 12 inches, 24 inches. And particularly with Domination, you've got a game which is, you have half, something similar to the original one, where you've got half the board as your deployment, and it states 24 inches. So I'm assuming standard board size is still at least 4x4/6x4. So there's going to be no actual change when it comes to that kind of thing. Oh, look how pretty they are. I can't wait to get these built. So that's fine. I mean, I've got no problem with that at all. I've got no problem if it was a 3x3 either. But another little playmat works, and we might use that for the bigger pattern of Edoras we're going to do, or I might just use my normal board. It's always handy to have more mats for any game system that you play. And that's basically it. And you get the rule manual as well, which obviously I've gone cover to cover on. Some thoughts on that. Having read it all, there's not a huge amount that I can see. I'm probably going to get shot down in the comments for this. There's not a huge amount that I can see that's really changed. The basic core mechanics of the game seem to be consistent with what we all know. I'm just going to move this over because you need to see what they're about. Oh, my pieces! No! Yeah, there's not a huge amount that I can see that's changed. There's some mechanics that have. Monsters being able to hit spear support was something that struck out to me as well. Obviously, you've got the change to courage and the intelligence rolls, which are new mechanics. Every model has a separate shoot value now, and when I first saw that, I thought, don't tell me they're giving every model an armor save because it's under the SV value next to the fight value. But no, that's their shoot value, which is good. What else struck out to me? Nothing massively jumped out. I know a lot of people are annoyed with the changes to army construction. Is annoyed the right word? I don't know. Put out, I suppose, because I mean, we're creatures of habit, right? As wargamers, or at least I am. And we've spent time and energy and a lot of love and patience building armies the way we've built them for so long, and then suddenly have that effectively, in some cases, completely changed. And I know Jeb is still quite sore about the loss of his camels and his chariots, but game's got to change, right? Like, things have to keep going, and the fact that there's still, we have to remember the fact that there's still people at Warhammer World, people involved at Games Workshop that are wanting to put out new editions of a game, which I'd argue is probably the second most popular game now. It will never beat 40k. 40k is always going to be the number one for Games Workshop, but I would argue it's definitely more popular than Age of Sigmar. You really got to look at the ticket sales for GT and Throne of Skulls, where they sell out in like 15-30 seconds. Literally, you push refresh and they're sold out. It's crazy. I understand that a lot of that comes from the legacying of a lot of models, and again, so I'm coming from the perspective of somebody who didn't really get clouted too bad by the legacy here. I mean, I play Gondor, and honestly, my main takeaway, the first thing I saw from this is fight value 4 Minister of Warriors, and I was just, well, I'm sold. Like, and the fact that Uruk-hai now gets shield wall, like, if anything, this is great for me. But I can understand why the annoyance came around, and I don't necessarily think the Games Workshop handled it the best way, because I know there were some things that I would have wanted to pick up, and I know a lot of the legacy stuff went to Last Chance to Buy, but by the time that I'd seen that, went on to Last Chance to Buy, there was only a half a dozen things still in stock, most of which, most of the other stuff was all just rule books and hardbacks, which obviously no one's buying because they're out of date now. Well, I mean, they're not for home use, but for competitive use, they're out of date now. A better way of them doing it, I think, would be to say, look, this is what we're planning, this is what the plan's going to be, this is what's moving off. Maybe do it as like a made to order, so it gives everyone the chance to buy the models they want to finish their collections. Because I know Jeb wanted to bump up to 1,000 points of chariots, which you now can't get the chance to do, unfortunately, because you can't get them anymore. And it gives everyone a chance to get it. Yeah, you're waiting a long time for your toys, but you know you're going to get your toys. And it gives everyone a chance to fill those holes in their collections, to get the models they want to get for home use or for independent tournament use. Where legacies aren't a thing, and then like it probably means that the receiving of the legacy news and the changes to army lists probably wouldn't have compounded the misery of people who've already had their toys taken away. Is not the wrong way of phrasing it, but that's the only way I can really phrase it. Obviously, people have had quite a lot of people have had their toys taken away. I mean, they're still usable. You can still use them. They're not null and void, but I understand where the gripes are coming from. and then obviously they found out that like their army lists have changed, or then models now can't have spears and shields or bows and other things, So there's a lot of small things which I think have amounted up to a lot of issues. Again, isn't the right word, but for a lot of the community, and I understand that. I do. I totally get that. Had I been in the same position, I'd probably be a bit annoyed as well. Actually, on the face of it, after going through the army book, looking at the Corsair section, the Corsair Arbalest is no longer a thing. And I spent ages doing freehand mosaics on the front of all those big shields, which are now effectively no longer relevant. So, no one's been completely unscathed by the brandishing of the hobby side, if you will. Ultimately, I think all the changes are really good and positive for the game. I'm really excited to see how this new edition works. I'm super excited. I love what they've done with the army lists. I think it's really good. I am all for more narrative, more themey army list construction. You know me, theme is always key for me, and I will always pump that over and above anything else I possibly can. The fact that you've got lists that come out from the films, you've got the Ride Out, you've got the Warg Attack, you've got Minas Morgul, and they've all got like themey rules and themey additions that you have to have. Like, I'm all for that. From a position of I haven't tried them on the tabletop in that format yet, but I'm really excited to see what kind of combinations you can come up with, and how people do the armies and how they look and feel on the tabletop. Because that's the thing, right? We play this game because we want to recreate those epic battles, not pick out the busted stuff from one list, shove it into another list, and win all your games, right? Like, you want to recreate those epic battles and really feel a part of Middle Earth. At least I do. I appreciate it's probably a sweeping statement there, but that's what I want to do, and that's where I think that's really good. I'm all for that. I'm really sad I can't have this Lightning Conjuring Saruman in the Armoured Isengard list, though. That made me a little bit sad. Allies to that end as well, completely gone. No more allies. Can't ally lists anymore. Which, I get what they're going with. They've obviously put everything you need in all the lists for armies that you want to play, so you don't need to ally, but yeah, I don't know. Like, the Allies Matrix was such a big part of it for so long, it feels weird for it not to be a thing anymore. Again, I haven't got the Hobbit book yet. That's still coming, and we do have a third book coming out, Armies of Middle-earth, because this is lacking any sort of dwarf. I can only assume this is going to be in the Hobbit one, or the Armies of Middle-earth, where a lot of the dwarves are. Maybe they're just lumping them all together as one. The only dwarf that's in there, as far as I can tell, is Gimli, which makes sense, right? But yeah, so there is a third book coming out with all the stuff in. We've already had an Angmar release, free PDF download for all the Angmar rules as well, so that's all stuff you can use now in the game. And I feel like, as much flack as they get, like, they're doing a really good job with the hobby overall. I'm really excited. I'm super pumped by this box set. It's the beautiful models, and the fact we're getting new remade plastic Rohan warriors, which is a box set which I think has been around. Well, it's been around since the 2000 initially came out. The fact we're getting new sculpts of old plastic models gives me a lot of hope for the future. Like, are we going to get new plastics of some other long-awaited kits? I talked about the Last Alliance stuff, the High Elves, the Númenóreans, Minas Tirith, as much as I hope they did Minas Tirith, because I've got so many of those. And Pikemen as well. I don't do Pikemen. But yeah, so I think it's a great time to be a part of the hobby. It's a great addition to the game. It's a great refreshing of the rules without actually changing the fundamental core of the game. As far as I'm aware, the fundamental core of the game is the same. They've dialed back a lot of the scenarios. We know we no longer have the 15, 18 scenarios that we had originally. We've only got 6 at the moment. 6 of the better ones, I think, but also they might bring out some more later on down the line. I don't know. I'm as much in the dark and the hobby hopeful area as everyone else at the moment. But these models are stunning. This box is gorgeous. I'm super excited to get these built up, which I'm going to go do now. And yeah, that's kind of my thoughts on it all. Apologies for rambling for a little bit. I probably haven't covered everything. I certainly haven't covered everything. I probably have missed out a load of stuff. I've probably said some stuff people don't agree with. That's absolutely fine. Like, everyone's entitled to their own opinion. I don't think any opinion is inherently wrong. And like, at the end of the day, we've got to remember we're all part of this massive community that loves the game, loves the hobby, loves the models. And I mean, for the most part, there's never been any real issue, I don't think. And I'm again, I say it all the time, I'm so grateful to be part of this community. I'm really excited. I've seen a lot of people building up their Rohirrim stuff, their Dunlending stuff already, and getting that painted now. It looks beautiful, and I'm really excited to be part of this hobby going into its new form. It was a bit sad to say goodbye to the original edition, because that's been around for so long now. It's even survived the Hobbit era, and obviously a refresh there with various box sets. We had Pelennor, Mines of Moria, Pelennor Fields, and Osgiliath. So there's been 3 core box sets off the top of my head. I think there was another one. I can't remember. Maybe. Who knows? But yeah, I think it's a great time to be a Middle-earth hobbyist. Games Workshop, whatever you're doing, keep doing it, because the fact that you're still putting as much behind this hobby as you are, even after all these years, and with it starting out as a relatively niche game and becoming the powerhouse that it clearly is today, with a lot of followers, a lot of support, and a lot of love behind it, keep doing what you're doing, because I'll be here to support it as long as I possibly can be. But that is the War of the Rohirrim box set, the Battle for Edoras. I will be putting some shorts up with stuff as and when it's built and painted. We'll have tutorials going live for everything in the box in the fullness of time, as soon as I possibly can. Obviously, it's a really bad time for it to drop a week before Christmas for me. But as soon as that's done, it will be up on the channel for you guys to enjoy, and hopefully help some of you. I'll be doing some scenery tutorials as well, and we'll have a load of awesome content coming out very, very soon. Don't forget, I will send out links on various socials for the live stream I'm doing with Phil and Andy and a load of other excellent, amazing hobbyists in the community on the 28th of December. Something to look forward to between the Christmas and New Year break. And yeah, until next time, guys, that's all from me at the moment. I hope you've enjoyed listening to my ramblings. I certainly don't like the sound of my voice, but maybe some of you do, who knows. And if nothing else, you've got to see a cute cat, right? So, winning! Take care, guys, and as always, happy hobbying. Bye, guys.